In this video, let's have a little drive in the Smart. It hasn't run for about 6 weeks. It may not even start. Of course it starts. What a cracking car. Left for over 6 weeks on the drive, and with a battery that Ben at Smart-TECNIC agreed was only actually okay, started on the first turn of the key. Possibly a little bit to do with the fact it's had a really good service done at Smart-TECNIC in Birmingham. In fact, I'm going back there on Monday, but more about that in a couple of minutes. Let's get moving. Oh, I can hear the brakes. The brakes aren't happy because we've had hot days, we've had rainy days. Happy days. You're watching this video, do you own a Smart? Do you drive a Smart? Have you ever driven a Smart? If you do then, or have even, then you will understand why I like it. I love its quirks. I love the fact that the gearbox takes about a second to change gear, because ultimately it's still a manual gearbox but with an automated clutch. That if you're revving it quite hard, which I try not to do because I'm trying to look after this car, that the throttle pedal is disconnected electronically, so to allow it to change gear when it needs to change gear. I like that. It's part of the charm. I like the fact that as a two-seater, this car, obviously where the two seats are, has got absolutely loads of room. You don't feel squashed up in a Smart at all. It makes good use of the 2.5 metre length that this 450 Smart is. It's, by the way, it's nice that there's no more knock. Well done to Ben and Jack for fixing the persistent knock on coming from the front of this Smart that the local garage couldn't identify, but of course the experts, you know who you are, they found the problem, and it's now lovely and quiet. Oh, so we're going to see Ben. That's it, we're going to see Ben at Smart-TECNIC in Birmingham, Ben and Jack. Now our Smart was there about, oh I don't know, nearly 2 months ago to have the works done. That was in this video. But while I was there, I started talking about speaker upgrades. Because the Smart car, when it was launched, had the option of a speaker upgrade. And that upgrade was basically 2 pods, one for each speaker, because it's 2 speakers and they're in the dashboard. And these pods improve, apparently quite dramatically, the bass sound, or that they improve the performance of the bass on the standard fit stereo. Now I want to keep the standard fit stereo. I've seen some lovely installs in Smarts with some really flash head units, and I admire all of them, but I just want to keep this car looking standard. I like the fact it's got its original Grundig CD DAB, I think it's DAB radio. If it isn't DAB, it is now. So from the outside, from the front, it will look exactly the same, but of course the sound will be much improved. And at the end of the day, these pods, I believe, was a genuine Smart accessory anyway. So I'm looking forward to hearing a before and after of the speaker upgrade. Now, to actually do the speaker upgrade, and I'm sure there are people sitting at home that have done it themselves, and again, I take the hat off that I'm not currently wearing. I haven't got the guts to do it, partly because to do the speaker upgrade on a Smart 450, you have to remove the dashboard. Now, okay, the dashboard in the Smart 450 is quite simple. It wouldn't be the same as stripping out the dashboard in the Yaris or the Clio, for instance, but it's still a job that I don't want to do, whereas of course Ben and Jack, they'll have done that so many times in the past. I would imagine they could almost do it blindfolded. Might actually ask him if he wants to do it blind. No, I wouldn't do that to Ben. Anyway, so I'm taking it back to the experts to have it done properly. I'm going to try and have an easier drive in as well, because the drive to Birmingham from Derbyshire on a Monday morning was absolutely horrendous. I need to leave even earlier. That and the fact that the big HS2 train project is happening almost on Smart-TECNIC's doorstep just makes it really tricky to get to at the moment. The running costs on this 450 Smart in the UK is absolutely fantastic. They're great on fuel. It'll easily do over 50 miles to the gallon when I actually drive the thing, of course. Not thing, sorry, when I actually drive Squirt, of course. And the road tax, which is effectively the tax that we all pay in the UK to drive our cars on the British roads, which apparently is supposed to go towards looking after the roads, but with the state of the roads I'm not convinced. I think it just goes into the coffers' pockets. It's only £30 a year. You know, if anyone's watching this video and they've never owned a Smart and they think to themselves, yeah, they're quite cute or quite like them, but they're only really a city car, aren't they? No, they're not. I have happily sat in this car on the motorway. I say happily, but it was rush hour traffic, so that wasn't so fun. It will sit at 70 mile an hour, no problem at all, because that final gear, which is 6th gear in a Smart, is so long, it's only doing about 2,500 revs at 70 miles an hour. So although it's only a 0.7 litre 3-cylinder engine, it's not stressed on the motorway at all. Yes, if you have a 450 like mine, where the front wheels, the front tyres are, shall we say, skinny, I think they're almost as skinny as the 2CV's wheels, it does tend to bob about a bit at the front if you're passing bigger vehicles or if bigger vehicles are passing you. But it's not a problem, you just have to be aware of it. I might just start saying, God, I love this car. I think I've said that before, but not in this car. Cue the clips. Oh. It gets to that rev limiter quick. God, I've missed this car. God, I love this car. I keep saying that on camera, but I love this car. So like I keep saying, if you're watching this video and you drive a Smart, I have another question for you, and leave me your answers in the comments for all these questions below this video, please. Does any of you, when you're driving a Smart, start getting pushed? And what I mean by pushed is you have a car behind that obviously thinks, oh, it's only a Smart, he's in the way. Well, I've got news for you big car drivers. The Smart, particularly on local roads like this, is quicker than you think. It's got a wheel in each corner, so it zips around the corners no problem at all. And it accelerates certainly from 0 to 30, 0 to 40 quicker than you would imagine. It is turbocharged after all. I guess although I'm 53, I'm still about 18, 19 years at heart. I just like to see the faces drop when they realise that we're not as slow as they thought we was. Do you know, I'm going to wrap it up there. That was a drive and chat hash number 4. Everyone, for those of you that have stuck it out to the end, thank you very much. You're helping our watch minutes, and that helps build the channel, you know.